Damn.
Hello and Namaste, this is Dinesh from Inspire TV and you're watching the Inspire podcast. The aim of this channel and this show is to educate, empower and inspire you. It's to encourage you to follow your passion, to grow, to give back and to live the life in your terms. Our guest today is a young and upcoming talented artist whose songs are trending on YouTube at the moment. Her latest song, Wrong, has hit 8.5 million views in just 6 months. She also has sung many songs for a Nepali films such as Timrai, Intu Mintu London and Khurpeto and many more. And she also has won the Image Award 2014 for the Best Upcoming Artist. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce you to this very talented young lady, Nikhita Thapa. I hope you'll enjoy this video. Nikita, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So how are you feeling today?
Feeling good.
Good?
Yeah.
So this is the first time you've come to the UK, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So what is it like to come here? How are you finding it so far?
Well, I really like the place, of course. I never thought in my wildest dreams or imagination, for that matter, that I'd actually get the chance to come here and perform. So it's the chance when you found that was it's a huge deal for me. Absolutely. So.
Are you finding the weather here okay?
Yeah. I know I've had some very good things to say about the weather, but yeah, I think pani matra naparideko bhayo huन्थ्यो, but otherwise the weather is pretty great.
Good. So now let's get right into your story.
Right.
Because most people they've heard your songs,
Yes.
but I don't think not many people know your story. So let's get into that. Tell us where you were born and where did you grow up?
Well, I was born in Darjeeling, and my dad is in the Indian Army. So, babako kamle garda pani, I don't remember staying in a place for more than 2 years. So we had to shift every 2 years. Like Sanda dekhne, we've been shifting. So yeah, initially it used to be a little difficult in the sense, I just make friends, and a bhakkar connection build up bounce, and then again we have to shift. So never had very long-term friends because of that, but I did get to meet many different people from various parts in India. So it was quite an experience, I think. I think that's what got the traveling bug in me.
Interesting. So was that a barrier for you, not having to not being able to live in one place for long?
I don't know what. I think it was eventually got used to that kind of life, because that's not just me. All my friends from army backgrounds, they had been facing the same thing. So I think it also helped me in terms of my music, because the places where I was staying, I got to hear the regional songs of that place, and eventually, yeah, I think in the army background really kind of helped me helped me flourish in terms of music. Yeah,
that's good. So you're looking in a positive
yes.
in a way. What were you like when you were a kid? Were you like Ali Sozo, Gyani, and really a good girl, or were you very mischievous, a rebel?
Well, no, I think ठुलो छोरी भएर पनि होला, I was very sojo, एकदम ज्ञानी. I used to always be the class toppers, and that till I think the 10th or 11th standard summer. So yeah, papa mummy ko sabai ko kura manne. So very obedient in that way. I never really asked for much also. So I have been lucky in terms of I never had to ask for anything either. So
okay. And what was it like growing up in India? Was it a good experience for you?
I think yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, there are always some places where Nepalese get looked at differently. So yeah, I did face that. I'm sure every Nepalese in India does. But then there are some very good people too. So ek dui jana naramro ko karanle chai I won't give up on the relationships that I've had with there are so many teachers, so many friends that I've made. So I won't give up that for just like a few people.
That's good. So I read that your dad he was your first teacher or the first guru,
Yes,
whatever you want to call it. What was your dad like? Tell us about your dad.
My dad is actually pretty cool. I mean, he's a music junkie. Totally into music. I think army ma na janu parya bha he would have been a musician for sure. And my dad actually, the family is very music oriented. So my dad and Mako Bhaiharu, they had this band called Thapa Brothers, and they used to perform everywhere in Shillong, in Darjeeling.
Wow.
So yeah, so I think it sort of got passed down to me. And after my dad does tell me about this incident when I was young, and my dad used to strum in the guitar ki, and while singing like nursery rhymes or boy pani, I used to try to sing it in scale. And even when I was like really young, like 3 years जस्तो मा. So I think after that my dad was like, oh, मेरो छोरीले गीत गाउन सक्ने रहेछ. And for him, of course, I think it was kind of like a dream come true for him too. And for me, of course, I had that singing bug in me since I was little. So
that's good. How did your dad influence you in terms of music and singing?
I think the most influence I've ever had in terms of music would be because of my dad, the kind of songs that he used to listen to. So yeah, which is how I kind of got into I've always wanted to do playback singing. So every movie that I used to go watch, every song that used to play on the radio, I used to ekchoti matra sunera I used to try to pick it up. And every time I used to like movie janu bhanda pani agadi I used to like know all the songs from that movie. So every time the music, I used to be singing the loudest in the hall. So yeah, there's like so San Dekhine, I think my dad really he was the one who kind of steered me in the direction of properly taking music.
Did he teach you how to sing, or did he kind of like just guided you and supported you?
Yeah, I think he did guide me and also taught me. Yeah, definitely. He did teach me my first scales, how to pick up scales, ani notes kasari gaune, how you're supposed to sing. We used to, I still have those little tapes that we used to make like paila sano huँदाखेरि. So when he was teaching me do re mi fa sol la ti do, so त्यस्तोहरुको tapes I still have that. So like very fond memories. अनि त्यस्तै गरेर बिस्तारै yeah, dad was the one who first taught me to sing.
I guess you're very fortunate to have a dad who
exactly.
knows a lot about music. I would love to have someone who would teach me about music like that when I was young, especially. Tell us about your mother.
My mom is again she is very, very supportive in everything. Yeah, she's never once said anything about music. Of course, moms they worry a lot more than dads do. So त्यो हिसाबले पनि but then my mom still, she in terms of music, even I think it's her dream to see me flourish as an artist, because she's always been really supportive. In fact, Nepal first ma आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ when I didn't know anyone, and it was like a big deal for me, like moving away from my parents at that time, and she came along with me, and suruma she was the one who cushioned the blow. So whatever I had to face out there at first, like she was the one who taught me how to do. And plus she's very, very good at how to deal with the world, and त्यो कुराहरु चाहिँ I learned from her.
So she was very supportive, and I think she's more like a friend to you.
Yeah, she's quite a lot like my friend.
Yeah. So now let's focus on your musical journey. Now, so far we know that we know how you got introduced to music. So what happened next? Did you after you got introduced to music, did you go into school and learn about music there, or how what was this journey?
Oh
about?
yeah. Actually, when I was young, I think when I was in class 5, or should I say class 6, whatever, around that time. Yeah, my I had the chance to learn from my first guru, Pandit Johri. I think I was in class 5, so that makes me, I don't know, 10 years old.
And that was your music teacher?
Yeah, that was my music teacher. He was my first music teacher, Pandit Johri sir. And I remember when I was taken to class, and he was like, she's too young for my class. I don't think she'll be able to pick up. And then he did make me sing a few notes, apparently. That's what my mom tells me. And then he was very impressed, and he was like, yeah, definitely. And I was his youngest student. So I did get the chance to learn from him for like 3 years. But then again, because of my dad's transfer, so to chutyo again, I had to discontinue from actually properly learning music. So it started off like that, and I think after a few many years, finally when I was in Mumbai, that was when I was in my when I was in class 10th. I think I was in high school at that time. Then I restarted my classical music journey, and I got the chance to learn from like some really Pandit Dhruva Ghosh and Miss Bhavna Dikshit from Bhatkhande Sangeet Shiksha Peeth. And that was an entire different journey altogether, where like my school pani, I was in school too, and I used to come here to learn also. So yeah, those it used to be like very very busy days of my life, and I used to enjoy it, and I don't know how I did it, like my studies and that too side by side.
Yeah, you seem to be like, at your age, people wanna have fun, like hang out with friends,
exactly.
But you were actually like
I remember and plus we used to live really far away, so it used to be like train I think 2-3 hours garera, and I used to go to class. So jane ani hatar ma khana khaera, and then again after school, then I had to leave for my music classes, and then come back like late at night. So but my dad was with me throughout. Yeah, my parents were with me throughout, and they always used to be like, राम्रोसँग गर्नुपर्छ, सबै राम्रोसँग गर्नुपर्छ. And yeah, so something I grew up with, and some very fond memories with it.
Interesting. I also read that you when you were at school, colleges, you competed in like inter-school competition, music competition.
I did. Inter-school, intercollegiate competitions, lots of them, like especially about two time the biggest competition was like Malhar. So we had like group and individual competitions. Tisma pani we managed to secure quite a few places. Like, so it's a very fun experience. There was one time when I had like Shankar Mahadevan like standing right next to me, and Shreya Ghoshal on the other end. So yeah, that has to be one of my fondest memories.
That's good. How often do you sing, or do you like practice or train?
Pretty much every day. I have to. It's called Riyaz, and it has to be done every day.
Is it like, do you do it in the morning, or?
It's supposed to be done in the morning, yes, ideally. But you're supposed to, essentially it's just practice. You have to sing. So whether that be in the morning, evening,
we know that your dad was your first guru, and then you had other teachers throughout your journey. And also you said that you went to music college or music school?
Yeah, music school.
How old were you then?
I don't know. I probably was, I started when I was in class 10th, so I don't know, probably when I was 17 years old, 16, 17.
So how did you know that music is what you wanted to do? Like, how did you know that it was this, I want to do this?
Well, I think as it does Sapeko, it initially started out as a hobby, definitely. But music was always a part of my life. It was always a big part of my life. Like even when I was in school, sabai janle they used to know me as the girl who sings. Like, oh, you don't know her? She's the one who sings. So it used to be my identity for like a very, very long time. I think it eventually grew on me, and then people also started to appreciate ki like राम्रो गाउँछ भनेर. Then mom and dad with their support, I actually went ahead and did like a proper formal education in music. So I think it sort of eventually I started to see it as a career rather than पहिला देखि नै.
Right. When did you realize that, oh, I want to make this a career? When did you realize?
I think I always wanted to learn classical music, and so I did while studying. There was once a crossroads in my life where I was like, I also had this graduation in business, and then I also had one in music, so I didn't know what to do.
So you had two.
Yeah, I had.
You graduated in two different subjects.
Exactly, two different subjects, and I was like, "Ab चाहिँ के गर्ने?" So, one was like, I wanted to do business. I want to go abroad and study. त्यो पनि थियो अर्को line, and I had even started taking classes for that. I was like, "अब चाहिँ I'll go abroad. I'll study business for a while." भएको थियो mindset, and then I don't know. I think I couldn't let go of music in the sense that was always a very, very big part of me, and I was like, if I leave music, I don't know what my identity will be after that.
I see.
I think that music always used to be something which used to make me maybe a little different. That was a very big part of my identity, and going ahead with business would have been me having to leave that. So I didn't want to.
Yeah, I think the next question I was going to ask you was going to be very similar. So obviously you're very passionate about music, and you love doing music, singing. I was going to ask you, why do you sing? What kind of emotions do you feel when you sing? What happens to you when you sing?
It's that's actually a very, very difficult question to describe, because when I sing, it's like the world turns blank around me. It's like everything blurs. It's like when I sing, I'm in another place altogether. It's like everything around me just calms down. Everything becomes still, and मेरो लागि at that time the music is it. That's the only time when I'm there, like with my mind, body, and soul is there at like in present at that time. Yeah, so
nice. So it's sort of like you're in this meditative state.
I think you could call it that.
You're in the moment.
I'm in the moment, and that music, especially like really, really beautiful music, it can move you. It moves you so much. Like there have been times when I've cried listening to songs or singing some song, because it just takes you somewhere else. I don't know. Yeah, you could call it meditation.
So as you're pursuing your hobby or your career in the music,
yes,
and when you were like a kid, when you were during your, let's say, teenage phase,
right?
What sort of challenges did you face? Were there people who discouraged you, or did you get bullied at school, anything like that? You want to share?
No, I don't think I ever got bullied. Plus, people around me have always generally been very supportive, I guess. I guess I used to have a little self-esteem issues. I remember that phase in my life. I think everybody has that phase. So yeah, I had like some serious major self-esteem issues, but I kind of grew out of it. I think it had a lot to do with support from everyone else around me.
Great. What did you learn from your music teacher, like from at school or at college? What were some of the most important things that you learned from them?
Yeah, there's this one thing that I'd never forget what my guru told me. My guru Pandit Dhruva Ghosh, he's not here anymore. I mean, he died a few years back. He was also a Grammy Award winner.
Wow.
Yeah, so while learning from him, I remember there was this one time we were हाम्रो final exam ko phase ma, and I did. He was kind of like a friend. I don't know. I could discuss like things about. I could discuss everything with him. Like I used to discuss career, mainly. So yeah, that crossroads that I was referring to. So at that time, he said, "You know what? Art, like." This art that you have within you, it's actually it's a gift. Not everybody has it, and when you do have that gift, it's your duty. It's the duty of every person who has that gift to actually to share it with the people around you. To be an artist is your responsibility. It's your duty towards the world, towards yourself, towards the gift that has been given to you. So
it's to share your own talent.
yeah, to show your potential, and to be an artist is what you are meant for. Otherwise you wouldn't have gotten that gift in the first place. So yeah, that really hit me. I think that was the one which helped me make my decision. I was like, what makes me different? What can I do better than everyone else? What when I do makes me like really, really happy? And music was it.
Beautiful. So you were born and raised in India.
Yes.
You were taught by Indian music teachers.
Yes.
You sang a lot of Hindi songs, I'm assuming, when you were in India.
Yeah.
What's interesting for me is now you're singing a Nepali song and you're pretty well known in the Nepalese music industry.
Exactly.
How did that transition happen? Tell our audience about that. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I think during that phase when I wanted to pursue music, there was this one time when I had the chance to come to Nepal to visit some of my relatives. And my sister ko wedding ko lagi pani. At that time, I remember meeting a few music directors through family connections.
Yeah.
And त्यो टाइममा there was this movie, it's called Three Lovers bhanne Priyanka Karkiko, one of the first movies, and at that time they had a song. They were like, okay, we are looking for a female singer for this, why don't you give it a try? So I did, and that was my first time playback singing. So it was fun. I mean, I loved the process, and also consecutively I got to know about these lot of Nepali artists who are like really rising up, and उहाँको सबै नयाँ नयाँ गीतहरू, and I was so impressed. And like, man, of course, like why not? If I want to start my musical journey from somewhere, why not it be from here? Like, it's not. I never thought of music as कतैको music राम्रो र कतैको music is more advanced than. I think music is something which comes from the soul. So जहाँको पनि म्युजिक राम्रो हुन सक्छ. So I was like, yeah, definitely. I heard a few at that time. I think फुलको आँखामा was like राम्रो चलिरहेको थियो, that song, and I was like, man, this has like this has soul in it. So I wanted to see what else I could explore. So गर्दा गर्दै I happened to come to Nepal, and
when was that? When's the first time you came? 2000.
2000. I think 13 tira होला, and then at 14 I decided to come here permanently, work on the album. So my first album was called Nikita, and it was a solo album with the legendary lyricist Dinesh Roka and Hari Lamsal, the composer. Is like they were like big shots at that time. It was like such an honor to have been to have got the opportunity to work with them. And with Dinesh Adhikari uncle, it was like सानोदेखि I used to know him, and family connections go through नै. And at that time he used to like really love my vocals, and he was like, तिमी राम्रोसँग सिक है, and when you get older, and come to me and I'll give you one song of mine to sing. Like it's an honor for like any artist to actually be able to sing one of his songs. So when I did come back, he was like, album कोही कुरा गर्नु भयो, and I was like even more elated के like अब त झन् राम्रो हुन्छ भनेर. So
that's good. You told me once that when you first came to Nepal, you couldn't even speak Nepalese properly.
Yeah, no.
How did you overcome that barrier?
Yeah, it was a huge mind block for me. सानोदेखि नै I used to have incidents where like every time I tried to speak in Nepali, they used to laugh at me and they used to be like, oh, kasari bolcha, let's listen to her, and then they used to try to make me speak a few Nepali words and then they used to laugh again. So it's sort of I sort of had this barrier that every time I speak anything in Nepali, people will definitely laugh at me. So it became huge to the extent that I didn't have the confidence in me to actually even like say a few words in Nepali. You speak that bad. And I think in Nepal, as soon as I decided to come to Nepal, I sort of pushed myself into that situation where I didn't have any other escape. I had to be in front of the media. I had to talk. Jani na jani, je aye but I had to talk. So yeah, I think my first interview, in fact, was kati हाँसुद्ध थियो. Like entire interview, I said nothing except hus and hunsa. And hoina, that like it was like that, and I don't know what. I think eventually I got the confidence to just say, go out and say, do whatever you think is right. And राम्रो भयो भने राम्रै भयो, भएन भने बाल भएन, next time you correct it. So kind of like that.
Cool, very interesting. So Nikita, so you came to Nepal in 2013 and 2014 ma. You win this award, Image Award, for upcoming artists.
Yeah.
What was it like? Because that's really incredible. What was it like to win that award?
It was, I don't know. I wouldn't be lying if I said I did not expect it at all. Because I was like first ma ko jeetcha ra bhanera bhayo थियो. I was like, come on, my first nomination, there's no way I'm actually gonna win, but I'll go there because obviously you get to meet so many people from the music industry, so many talents. So I was like, yeah, definitely you gotta go there. But naam announce हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ एकछिन त लागेको थियो कि what if they announce my name भनेर भएको हैन. But it was completely unexpected because like I was putting myself in the last position. I was like, there's no way I'm actually gonna win भन्दाखेरि पनि when they did announce my name, I was like, what? Like, I remember I was like talking to mom on the phone, like video chat गरेर थिएँ. Hey, they're announcing my category and I was showing her के यस्तो भइरहेछ भनेर. As soon as they said my name, I was like, what? Did they actually? And I was like, and my mom was also shocked, like on the other end. I was shocked and looking at her, and I was like, Mom, I think they said my name. Yeah. I was like, what? They did? And I was like, yeah, I think they did. And then everybody's looking at me. I'm like, shit, I'm supposed to go on stage. And like, yeah. So it was like totally an unreal experience, yeah.
Were your parents proud of you?
Of course they were. I mean, I'm sure even they weren't expecting.
How did your dad react when you like?
Yeah, they were extremely happy. Like, cause like I could hear them from the other end of the video call. Right. So they were like, "Oh my God, you won! Go on stage, go on stage!" So it was like that.
Interesting, but that's really incredible to be able to start your music career in Nepal in 2014 and in the same year to win that award. It's just incredible. You know, it might look. Most people might think like, oh, that it looks really easy. Like, I think Nikita, she got lucky or whatever. But you worked really hard.
Yes, I did. Yeah. I think it's well, the background that you're born with is not something you can help, right? Because सबैको आफ्नो आफ्नो हुन्छ. Everybody has their own struggles, हैन. But what you make of your situation, what you make of the position that you're in, that's what matters in the end, I think. As long you have to, if you really want to make it big, if you really want to grow as an artist, if you want to be true to your art, then whatever position that you're in, you gotta work hard. You gotta work really, really hard.
Exactly. So yeah, they might think like you're an overnight success, but they don't see the hard work you've been doing ever since you were like a small kid.
I'm hardly an overnight success. I don't see myself that way. Just because, I mean, winning the award was a big thing, but that's not it. That's not where an artist's journey stops.
Exactly. So what was your strategy after winning the award? What did you do? Did you start? Did you come up with a new album, or what did you do?
Well, yeah, while the winning the award was good for my profile, and for probably a few media coverage during that time. I don't think it actually, it doesn't anywhere pull you ahead as an artist. your entire hard work. That's your entire music acumen.
Yeah.
So that's not something that just because you won the award, so त्यो चाहिँ राम्रो हुने भनेर त्यस्तो चाहिँ हुँदैन. The why I get called for recordings even now is because I sing well, and that's the only reason that I get called for this. Not because I won any award. They don't call me because of my background or just because I've had less or more of a struggle than somebody else. They call me because I sing well, and in the end, that's really what matters. Where you come from, anything doesn't matter as long as the work that you have been given, you got to do that well. That's
exactly. Good answer. You obviously sang a lot of amazing songs. We don't have time to talk about each and every song right now.
Of course.
But your recent and most popular songs, for example, Wrong, has done amazing. Even Udayo Hawale for Intu Mintu London has done amazing as well. And you sang songs for another film as well, right? Talking about Intu Mintu London
Right.
After you sang that song,
Right.
Intu Mintu London
Right.
now you're actually in
UK,
London. UK. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is. Actually, yeah. Intu Mintu already got to come here to London, so I'm happy I get to come here too. But yeah, the Uday Hawale literally took me places like it did. Seriously.
Yeah. What was obviously this is going to be a difficult question for you.
Yeah.
What was one of your favorite songs that you've personally sang or?
Well, of course I can't choose. There's no way I can choose. Like all the songs that I've sung till date, I've tried to give my best, of course. But then there are some songs which, when you sing, then you're like, hey, this has potential. Oh, त्यस्तो चाहिँ भएको थियो when I sang Uraya Hawale. I was desperately waiting for that song to release since like everyone else from that team. Yeah.
Great. So Nikita, you've come a long way now.
Right.
You've created amazing music, great songs. You're pretty well known in the Nepalese music industry. You've done pretty well for yourself so far. So before you say anything, what are some of the challenges or the most difficult thing that you had to face during this journey up until now? What were some of the difficult things you had to face?
I think the most difficult thing that I am still working on, for that matter, is kind of making myself believe that I'm good enough. Yeah, I think that's a struggle. That's something I've struggled with since a very long time. Like, even when people used to tell me I'm good, it's like subconsciously I didn't believe it. I was like, come on, there's so many other people who sing well. I mean, I probably sing okay too. So it's kind of like that. So I've always been that person who's like kind of downplayed everything in her life. So these days I'm trying to open out of that shell. I'm like, no, I'm trying to make myself believe that I am good. There's something good that I can do. There's something that, because like, as long as you don't open out, you're never gonna be able to share that gift with the world, or like whatever you want to contribute. You can't do that as long as you're stuck in the shell. So.
Exactly. So I can see that you're trying to get better, grow even more.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll be, the worst mistake I can probably do in my life is to downplay my talents and not be able to reach my full potential. Because if I don't reach my full potential, then I don't see any point in singing at all.
Exactly. That's good. I really believe that, if you have a teacher, a mentor, someone who's there for you to teach you, you can become a very successful person in any career.
True.
And I think because you've had several of those teachers,
exactly,
and they were able to help you, guide you, support you throughout your journey. What's the difference between someone who's a good singer but doesn't know much about music, or they haven't studied music by yourself, or don't have the teachers, versus someone like yourself who's studied music, who's had the privilege to have amazing teachers? What's the difference?
How do I say? Some people are born with it, and some people, but that doesn't mean that that's all there is to you. Because some people explore within themselves. There's nothing wrong. I'm not saying just because we've been taught by such gurus that we are better in any way than those people who have naturally evolved themselves or experimented with themselves. Because in the end, it's all about finding yourself. Whether you find yourself with the help of somebody or whether you do it on your own, you have to reach your eventual destination on your own through your own hard work. But what having a mentor did for me, again, what having teachers did for me, was what I learned was not only about, say, music, but also about life.
Sure.
Yeah, so they guided me in unimaginable ways. Like, कि ट्यालेन्ट मात्र भएर हुन्न कि ट्यालेन्ट कतिजनाको हुन्छ. अब आफै एक्सप्लोर गरेर म आफै गर्छु भन्ने पनि धेरै छन्, उहाँले गर्नु पनि गर्छन्. तर what to make of your talent when you've reached where you want to be. त्यसपछि how to keep that humility intact, how to keep that thirst for creativity intact. हो आफ्नो लाइफ चाहिँ कसरी लिड गर्ने हो. Those are the things that I don't think I could have got from anywhere else if I didn't have those teachers with me. So.
Exactly. That's very true. Having a personal mentor, they can teach you not just about that particular area, but about everything. Because they've experienced them.
Exactly, they've been there, done that.
We're coming towards the end. Before that, I was going to ask you: do you still keep in touch with those teachers?
Of course. I speak to because both my other teachers they've expired. So Miss Bhavna Dixit is the only one I have left right now. But I do speak to her every weekend, and we have nice chats. Even when I was here, just past few days, I gave her a call. I was like, "Hey, there's some," and she was like, "Oh, what's happening there?" She was so excited. Every time I tell her anything about, I don't think I would have found that anywhere else. Every time I tell her, "Oh, I'm in UK for a tour," she gets more excited than me. She's like, "Oh my God, that's so great!" And for her, it's like her own achievement. I mean, I don't think you can get that from anyone else. Yeah.
That's great to know. So we're coming towards the end. At the end, I always ask our guest some typical Inspire TV questions. So obviously I've mentioned earlier there are so many talented people who can sing, who's got that talent, but they don't have that self-esteem, like you said earlier. They don't have that confidence to pursue their hobby or to pursue that passion.
True.
What advice would you give them?
Yeah, the same advice that I give to myself every day, that you are good enough. Yeah, you really are, because you can do anything and everything you set your mind to. Just keep that dream alive, keep that passion alive. So
What's the best advice you've got so far? It could be from your father, your mother, your teacher, or friend, family, anyone.
Yeah, I think I would repeat the same advice that my sir told me, that having the gift of an art, any art for that matter, not only music, but any art, if you have a gift that is that's not only a hobby, that's not only for yourself, that art is for you to give. Just distributing or sharing that art is your responsibility. So being an artist is your responsibility. त्यो आर्टलाई आफ्नो maximum potential सम्म लिएर जानु तिम्रो responsibility हो आफ्नो life को लागि. So
very wise. I like that. I think I personally agree to that, because some of the things I do is, revolves around that philosophy.
Exactly.
What are you most grateful for in life?
For my parents, Had not been for them, I can't imagine my life without them. Ani उहाँहरूको support बिना चाहिँ I don't know if म music मा पनि हुन्थ्यो होला. So
Okay. Quick rapid fire question. So I'll say a word and you have to describe that in one word. Define it in one word.
Okay.
So I'll say a topic and you have to say just one first word that comes to your mind. Okay.
All right. I'll
Ready?
try.
Okay, go. Life.
Beautiful.
Money.
They're not that important to me. Yeah.
Happiness.
Is the main aim of everybody's life. Yeah. Aim.
Music.
Life.
God.
Music.
Wow. Well, that was fun. Last question. No, I really believe, well, it is a fact of truth that life is impermanent. That
Yes,
is
is.
temporary, and
Absolutely.
you know, we are born, we die, we live this life or this earth.
Yeah.
Most people, when they die, some people live legacy, some
True.
people don't. What would you want your legacy to be when you leave this planet?
Well, when I think about all the artists that I have listened to, all the songs that I've listened to, and I've literally cried, or some songs that have touched me, I want any of my songs to even in the coming generations. I want like कसैले मेरो गीत सुनेर भनिदियोस् कि even if they don't know me, even if they just say that this song really touched my soul, I think wherever I am at that time, yeah, I'd be like happy with what I did. Yeah, so because like I don't think everything. Yeah, as you said, nothing is permanent. Even legacy, for that matter, will stay only for a while. त्यो पनि it's a matter of whether it stays for a few years or whether it stays for a few 100 years. But eventually, it'll all go away, right? But as long as you manage to touch somebody's heart with your work, I think that's the best thing you can ever do.
Beautiful. Right. That brings us to the end. Nikita, I've personally known you for a few weeks now.
For a few weeks, yeah,
since
sure.
27th. I met you on 27th of April last month.
I'm the program.
And since then, we've been very good friends.
Yes.
I personally feel like you are such a wonderful person. Very humble, wonderful, down-to-earth person that I've met.
Thank you.
And very talented as well. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here on the show. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I hope you did too.
Of course I did, and thank you so much for having me. And I've had it not been for you guys, I mean, it would have been like a completely different experience here in the UK. So yeah, thank you so much for having me and for supporting me.
Great. Hope to have you here the second time again when you come around.
Absolutely. I hope that is soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.